Hey, it's Alex Mandossian, and I'm here right on the Golden Gate Bridge, and some people are more afraid of doing a teleseminar than jumping off this bridge. It's crazy! People are afraid of public speaking. But with a teleseminar, you don't have to be fearful because you can read your notes, you can be dressed as anything that you want to be dressed as. Stay tuned, you're going to see this tip, and when we come back, I'll show you how over 20 people overcame their fear with the Teleseminar Secrets Challenge. I want you to get registered for the class. Stand by, check out the tip, and I'll see you in just a little bit right now.
Frequently asked question is, how do I get rid of my fear of doing public teleseminars? Well, the answer is you get rid of your public teleseminar fear the same way you get rid of any fear. You just do it and you work through it. Now, people ask, well, how do I overcome my fear by just doing it when I don't want to do it? Well, that's a good question, and here's the way I did it. I took my mind away from my own thoughts. I took my mind away from my own content and the inner noise in my head, in my brain, about how I was going to deliver and how people looked at me, and I refocused on my target market. No one is more important than your target market, your audience, your listeners. They are the purpose of teleseminars, just like any audience in a public speech is the purpose of a speech. Focus on them. Focus on their fears. Focus on their needs. Focus on their wants, and you will remove your mind around your own fears and your own uncertainties. Really, fear is false evidence that appears real. It's an acronym that Tony Robbins and others have used. And because it's false evidence, it's evidence based on the thoughts that are going through your head because you have nothing better to think about. I'm going to tell you, if you're fearful, you are not going to deliver a content-rich teleseminar, because if you're fearful, you haven't thought about enough of your target audience. So take your mind away from your own self and put it into the minds and the conversations in the minds of your audience, and the fear will dissolve. Now, here's the thing. There's no way to become unconsciously competent at teleseminars unless you do chair time. You must have some chair time. Your worst teleseminar will be your first. Your second worst will be your second. Your third worst will be your third, and so on and so forth. After you do a few of them, you no longer will be fearful. But what you're probably fearing, if you have any fear at all right now on teleseminars, is the anticipation of looking bad. Well, the nice thing about a teleseminar is that it differs from a public speech. There's no public display of humiliation if you screw up. You don't have to worry about how you look. In fact, you can look ridiculous, have a bad hair day, and not even dress up, and people will still not take notice because they can't see you. Plus, you can write out everything you were going to say and still deliver a great teleseminar. I haven't done that, but I know people who have. I write outlines for myself, and it makes life easier because I don't have to keep looking down at my notes as in a public speech. It's a lot easier. I can look at my notes constantly. Now, the easiest way to eliminate fear and do your first teleseminar is be the interviewer. Be like the Napoleon Hill. Interview an expert. And then all you do is just say, that's interesting. Why is that? How come? And just create a dialogue. Then the next phase is to be an interviewee. Be an expert in your area or your niche and be interviewed by someone. It can be a family member, a loved one, a friend, a colleague, but be interviewed. And do a free call. If you have one person on that call, you're better off than not having anyone at all. And then finally, go solo. Do a teleseminar all by yourself. I have found those to be the most fruitful. I don't make them didactic, which is like going back to school where someone is talking and everyone else is listening. I like to create a dialogue. I like to have guests. I like to go live and say, how are we doing? I like to have breaks. So even when you go solo, make it as much of a dialogue as possible. Make it as Socratic as possible. We call it the ask methodology these days. And really, those are the three levels: being an interviewer, like a Napoleon Hill, being an interviewee, such as an expert, and going solo. And you will eradicate your fear the more chair time you have. Good luck. And I hope our paths cross as either an interviewee or an interviewer, or even going solo on the teleseminar circuit.
Hi, it's Alex Mandossian, and I hope you like that tip because Many people are afraid of public speaking with teleseminars, but you don't have to be a public speaker. You can read notes. I give you executive summaries. I give you study guides. I give you checklists. I give you Q&As. You get to listen and ask me questions live after each call. We have FAQ Fridays as well with Stu McLaren. Please get registered at teleseminarsecrets.com. Here is your bonus. Go to teleseminarsecrets.com/challenge. teleseminarsecrets.com/challenge. You will see over 20 of the finalists who have taken part of that challenge from over 600 who have competed. That is my way of getting you to overcome your fear of public speaking. You will love it. December, get registered, Teleseminar Secrets. The challenge happens in January and February. You'll have plenty of time to participate. Get registered now.